Valdosta Police Department to come up with a way that this never happens again. We want to make sure that they do all appropriate diligence to seek justice for that family. We want to make sure that something is done so that there's better training for the officers so that something like that never happens again. The other thing that the NAACP is concerned about is the issue of the Valdosta police officer who went into Pinevale Learning Center. And what we do know about that is that the school system itself, Valdosta City Schools, told the police department that they did not appreciate the way that the police officer went into that school unannounced. Do we see them? Do we see the mayor? Where is the mayor? Where is any city councilman? Are they not the bosses of the police chief? Should they not be concerned in this? Of course they should. Absolutely. And they are not here today. And this is an issue that we're going to take up with them. We're going to be down at City Council and hope everyone will join us. But there is no excuse for this. We elected them. Our taxes pay them. They should be here because this is a community problem. From our initial investigation, it looks like we have at least one. It looks like there's a problem. I'm going to say that. One of the things I will say about Eugene Bell, he is the commander, number 2, at the Valdosta Police Department. He came and sat with us a long, long time, and he said, I want to assure you, I do not tolerate bad cops. But unless people come and tell me about it, there is nothing he can do.
Because they haven't printed it. Didn't tell you about it. 2 things. I ran for the chairmanship of the Lowndes County Commission. And on the day of the election, I got a call from Deborah Cox. Yes, sir. You can check with her about it. She said, Reverend Rose, you got any people out at, can you get in touch with your people out at JC Shack? I said, no, but, I can come out there. She said, no. She said, there's been a threat. A man thought he was a gun. We just shut the place down and called the police. I said, well, what? I said, well, I'll just come on out there. She said, no, you can't come. The threat's against you. I said, you're kidding me. She said, no, you can't come out here. George Rhines and I went to the sheriff's department. They told her they weren't involved in it, wasn't them. We went to the city police, and they gave us a number and said it was a Lowndes County. Went back to the Lowndes County jail. Ashley Paul walked out, told him what we heard. He said it wasn't them, and everything to do with it. I want you to listen to this man. Here's a man with a gun, threatening my life with a gun. The officer talked to him and just let him go. He was a former chairman of the Democratic Party.
Excuse me.
Hold on, let me finish this. That's one thing. You never read that because it wasn't in the newspaper.
That's it.
Tell you something else. Some of you might remember when we were arrested with the Barber Park incident. All we were asking was for the city council to at least form a committee and study the issue and let those who are for the change of the name and those who are against it appear, and then the council could make an intelligent decision. Well, we went before city council and they voted the first time. And the vote along racial lines. 3 whites said no, and 2 blacks said yes. And the mayor looked at me and said, well, that's it, Reverend. I said, no, sir, that's not it. He said, that's it. I said, no, sir, that's not it. Let me go over this again. 97% of the people that live in that community are black. 99% of the people that use that park are black. It's in a district whose representative is black, in a city that's now 52% black, is 55% now. And the city school system is nearly 80% black. And you telling me that we can't get that park named after somebody that looks like us? said, Reverend, I'm going to ask you to go sit down. I said, no, sir. This is not it. He then adjourned. The council, they went in the back, came back out, and I was praying. And then, as they always do, they sent a black man in, commander facing, to get me. And I looked at him and I said, don't you let them put no black face on this white problem. He said, come on, Reverend, let's go. So he took me out. My vice president walked up, Willie Head. They took him out. Then we were arrested and taken to the Lowndes County Jail, but we would walk right on through and came right on out. I don't know what they thought I was going to do. The next month, we went right back down. See, when you're wrestling with the bad, you can't get tired till the bad gets tired. So I said, we're back. He said, Reverend, move away from the podium because somebody might want to talk to me about a stray dog in the neighborhood. It was Rosa Parks' time then. I couldn't move. I said, I will not do that. He said, Reverend, I said, you do whatever you have to do because I have to do what I have to do. And by that time, 14 other